he's like, oh my God, Jonah. And he runs up to like hug you because I think he thought you were dead, right?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna backhand him, send him flying.
Roll a volatile, lash out physically.
That is a 9.
You harm him, but choose one.
I think he learns something about my true nature.
Good, mark a string.
Yeah, they get a string on me. I send him flying, and then I walk up to him, and I think I grab him by like his throat and like lift him in the air, and I tell him, "You failed me. You were supposed to have my back, and you ran." And then I like bring him closer, and I'm like, "Don't do that again." And I just throw him against the tree. I think what happens is, he gives me like his sweater and his gym shorts to wear to school. And he has like some sandals in there for the locker room. And so that's what I show up wearing in class. And he's obviously like a little fucked up.
Right. Yeah. Like he's been like, I think he's probably got like a bruise on his face, right? Like
right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I walk in first, of course. And I go and sit at my desk.
Do you look kind of ridiculous because you're wearing a sweater and gym shorts?
I look like a mess because I didn't even take a shower, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've got like mud on me still.
I got this. Chad is there, right? Chad is there, of course. As soon as you walk in, points at you and just begins laughing. He's like,
okay.
What the fuck happened to you? What are you wearing,
I walk right over to him and punch him right in the face.
Lash out physically again.
Oh, this is a 3.
Mark an XP.
That gets me an improvement.
I think you go to take a swing and he just like blocks your fist and then he just like pow, like pops you like an uppercut on the jaw. And I think it sends you reeling and you actually slam your head up against Miss Forsyth's desk too. So it's like bam, then boom, and you're kind of down. I'm gonna give you 2 harm on that. And I think you pass out. I think you just go unconscious.
This is in front of everyone.
In front of everybody. But meanwhile, Margot, you didn't see any of that because you were going to go talk to Ellen. So let's have that scene.
So Ellen, what does it look like with you sitting out there in the hall?
I imagine I've got my stuff, my pulled together, still want to be interesting, thrift store, earthy crunchy that looks really put on and way too much and overdone. And just sitting there with my bag with all kinds of buttons that I found that don't make any sense. And I'm waiting in that one of those chairs, the plastic chairs with just the metal frame, sitting outside of Sister Mary's office, waiting for her.
Margot will come up and like, heard you were down here and you're all right, Ellen?
What? It's want to see if what?
Just checking to see if you're okay.
I've got an appointment. Not feeling well. We got to touch Sister Mary.
Have you talked with her before?
Yeah.
She's weird.
They're all weird.
Adults, yeah. So, you going to the Yule Ball tonight? Because, I'm going with Austin, and it's not like a date type thing, really. It's just that, we're friends. And, I was talking with Ben, and Ben's kind of interested in, going with you. You come with us and Ben?
Is Margot showing this sort of social interest in you, Ellen, possibly a turn on?
It was until she said Ben.
Because Ben is the opposite of
And she says, oh, now I know I've hit the bottom. There is nothing I'd like more than to go and spend an evening listening to Ben pine over his boyfriend for the entire evening. It'd be just like every lunch hour for the last 6 months.
Well, how about this then? Because I was trying to tell Ben that Jonah, he should just give up on him. Of course, you're right. Ben won't. What if we do something to show what a jerk Jonah is at the Yule Ball tonight? Just as a group. Maybe wake Ben up. Maybe he can move on. He's actually a good guy. He's just, I don't know why he's got this fixation on Jonah.
But, and he's so short. Gonna look
Just
so
own
weird.
it. How many guys are there that are tall enough for you, Ellen? Okay, let's put it this way. If you could have anyone you wanted go to the Yule Ball with you, who would that be?
And she goes, I'll let me think about this. Okay. I have to talk to Sister Mary first,
Okay.
but
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah. She really cuts
think
you
about-
off when you ask who she wants to go with. She's like afraid to say and puts your hands up.
Okay. All right. No pressure. No
No,
pressure.
no. I'm
Just
sorry. Just
Yep. Nope. We're cool. No pressure. I'll talk to you. I'll check in with you later on. You know, lunchtime is probably drop dead time for like figuring out what's doing tonight, but
drop
I'll check back.
dead time.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like after that, it's probably unlikely you'll be able to make any plans for the Yule Ball that involve being with another person.
Okay.
And I'm just going to turn and walk away, ignoring her discomfort with that.
Good. Lilith, what do you do when you see Chad? Like, well, Jonah went up to take a swing and Chad deflected and knocked Jonah out. What do you do?
Yeah, as soon as Jonah's head hits the table, I think Lilith is up and she puts like her hand on Chad's chest and starts trying to like push him back. And she's like, "What the fuck, Chad?"
He's like, "Look, Braveheart, I don't have any time for you. So please just go sit down. I'm fucking on fire right now. I'm a fucking loose cannon. I'm on a fuse. It's about to blow. Whoo, whoo."
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Jonah is still laid out on the classroom floor.
Oh, I see, Chad. So you're such a badass that you just need to prove your point by hitting a guy who's clearly going through some shit, and then you threaten a girl.
He just took a swing at me. Did you not see that? Come on.
The guy's all like already like scratched up and bleeding, and he's got some dirt on him, and you're like, "Well, I should probably punch him out. That's what I should do." What do you got? Like the IQ of a fetus, Chad? Go swim in a goddamn pool.
Is that a shutdown? Go. Yeah, you can shut Chad down. Roll plus gold.
Oh, and I'm not good at that. We'll see.
What a weird
Maybe
put
I'm
down.
gonna
You have the
get it.
IQ of a fetus. Go swim in a pool.
Oh my
What'd you say?
I rolled snake eyes too.
You say you're weird put down, and he doesn't even like understand it. He's just like, "What?" And then he kind of looks at you and he's like, Is that some sort of like weird like lesbian put down? Is that what that is? Is that what's going on?" And then he looks at Sarah and he's like, "Yeah, by the way, Sarah, it's totally obvious that Lilith wants to, do a little bit of action on you at the Yule Ball. So just in case, so it's perfectly clear to everybody here, I'll wear a suit and you wear a dress. I can tell where this is going. That's all I'm saying."
So I guess I take a condition.
I'm giving you a condition, yes, and you get to mark an XP as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm at 4 out of 5 now. I've never like acted out physically, and I don't know how a Fae is strength-wise, but I find it interesting that you might do that if possible.
Like you want to punch Chad?
Yeah.
I'm into that, but let's figure out what your condition is, right?
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna put I think he just called you a lesbian, which in high school in Mercy Falls, Washington, might be a put down, right? So it might be you don't want hanging over your head, at least right now.
So the condition is lesbian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we can put it in quotes too, because you're not actually a lesbian, right? It doesn't seem like Actually, I feel like you should go like even more hard there, because I think he's trying to like insult you, and so we're going to say Dyke. Okay.
Yeah. I think she shoots a look to Sarah, and then gets super pissed. Like, it's one thing insulting just her, but trying to call out Sarah is. I think she has like a lot of pent up anger too. Like, I think it's interesting too that we don't really know if a Fae is like strong in this fiction or not either, right? Like, she might not even know her own strength, maybe.
Guess we'll find out. Roll.
Yeah, exactly. So that is volatile, and I have 4, 5, 6. Nope. Oh wait. Oh,
Do you have a string on Chad?
No, I was looking for one, but no.
Because that would give you +1.
Yeah.
I think you just go crazy on him, right? I think you just get really angry and you do the whole, like, you slap him and you're punching him, like just doing the whole thing, right? Doing that whole thing, right? It's not a single clean punch. It's more of an outburst, right? A frenzied outburst. And Sarah's like, Lilith, oh my God. Like, everyone like is standing up and going crazy. Jonah, you're still unconscious on the floor. And you just feel like you hear a voice in your head that says, Lilith, can you hear me? You don't need to do this, Lilith. Just calm down. Do you understand? And like, I think you kind of like come out of it a little bit. And Sister Mary Edward Price has her hands on your shoulders. Chad and everybody else is just standing there completely like, what the, WTF, right? And Sister Mary Edward Price is there and she says, are you okay? Do you need a few minutes? Do you want to come by my office and just relax for a minute?
I think, yeah, she deflates visibly, and then I think she just says like, I need a minute, and then just goes to the washroom.
Okay. Good. Now you're on her radar, so she'll come and somebody will come and help you up, Jonah, get you like
it's probably Rhodey.
Right. Yeah.
Comes in all fucked up and helps me get up.
Well, word has reached you of the chaos in homeroom, Ellen. And Sister Mary Edward Price even sees you at a certain point. She says, I'll be right back, dear. I have to go take care of something. And she runs to go deal with the situation in homeroom, right? Her door's open. Conveniently.
Oh, I love rooms. I slide in.
To her office, yeah. Like, she just leaves and forgets to close it. So,
Well, that's my power.
Right, yeah. You're in. What do you do?
I like looking in things, so...
Desk, filing cabinet, a few papers. Her desk drawers is nothing super exciting. She's got files on kids, like, and notes about, like, the sorts of things that...
Does she have a file on Lilith and Jonah?
No, actually, I don't think she does.
Damn.
She does have one on Thomas, however.
Like, I don't even want to touch that. It's like... I kind of maybe start to, but it's like it's hot and I don't want to touch it. So I'll back away from that visibly.
She's also got a filing cabinet. The filing cabinet's one of those like sort of 4 stacked, numbers, right? And one of them is just kind of gently cracked open.
Oh yeah. It's a look
Take
in.
a peek. Yeah. She's got like folders, big, thick folders. One says Sudan. One says Yemen. One says Appleton, Wisconsin. Santa Juanita, California. White Spray, Colorado. Twilight Bay. Yeah. She gets around if you thumb through it. She makes references in her notes to this community experiencing troubles, working through trauma with various members of this community. There are some pictures, gory pictures of murders, pictures of beasts, werewolves, even things like that. It's a little disturbing. Keep her cool.
Yeah. That's an 11.
You get to ask me a question. What situation, in addition to keeping her cool?
What has she hidden here that I could pocket that is cool?
What kinds of things are you looking for?
I don't know. I like shiny things and weird things, and I'm going to put myself in this woman's hands in just a minute. So I want to have something that makes me feel like I have a little bit of control.
I like that. In the bottom drawer, also conveniently open, there is a black case, like a doctor's bag. You recognize it. She had it the other day. If you pop that open, inside there are various tools and things, and also like hard leather cases that have like jars of fluids and liquids and things in them. And there's one that's marked holy water.
I'll take one of the other ones because I want that cool leather case and it's got all kinds of liquids.
You can take the whole case. Yeah, it's like the size of like a pencil
Okay.
case.
Yeah, I'll take that, and I open my zip backpack and I jam it down in the bottom of that, put my lunch on top of it, and zip, and then go and sit down.
You leave the office completely.
Oh no, I'll sit inside the office. I'll shut
Okay.
everything, and I'll
Okay,
just
got
sit
it.
like
Like
I
you're
went
waiting for
in
her.
to wait for her
Good.
because I'm not smart enough to go back out in the hallway.
I'm gonna cut away from that. I want to just go around the table and figure out. We're gonna have that scene between Ellen and Sister Mary Edward Price still, but everybody else, I just want to find out where you want to go from here. Lilith, what do you have going on? I just want to get in your headspace a little bit. Like, how are you feeling as you do this? Like, what do we see on camera?
I think we see her go to the bathroom, and at first she's like just really upset and angry and starts crying, and then she looks at herself in the mirror, and I think just starts to grow more confident with the anger, and then uses the anger to just maybe go through her purse, grab a pair of scissors, and then just cutting, and she'll probably have to get another haircut to make it not shitty, basically the way that
yeah.
But
you still gonna go with Sarah to the Yule Ball?
if she wants to go, yeah, I think she'll be like, if you don't want to go, it'll be understandable, but we'll see. At least in terms of what the classroom thinks of her and what they learned about her, I want her to like walk into class with that haircut, showing them like I don't give a fuck, basically.
Yeah. As you kind of do this like not great like job on your hair, like standing there, but this feeling this release, right? Your voluminous red locks, piled on the ground, right, of the bathroom.
And her hair means a lot to her because it's sort of got that Rapunzel thing, right? Where it's
yeah. You hear a woman's voice from behind the bathroom stall door. You don't know how long they've been there. Presumably this entire time. She says, I have to admit, I kind of like that look on you.
Do I know who it is?
The voice sounds familiar, but you don't know for sure.
Oh, I can't place it. Okay, so
well, it sounds kind of familiar, but you're not like 100% sure.
She says thanks and then turns to look at the stall. Kind of wanders a little closer.
The toilet flushes. And she says, like, I haven't been here long. Like, don't freak out. I used a non-traditional method of transportation to get here.
Okay.
You might have seen me a few months ago at that party.
I think the hairs start to rise on the back of her neck as she's like, the only party I could remember was in the forest.
She's like, the party with all our brothers and sisters, that party.
Oh, I remember. I was starting to think it was a little bit of a dream, but then when I looked in the mirror just now, I kind of saw all of you in me, and that's why I got the courage to do this.
You see her eye go up against the little crack of the stall door, and it's like purple, right? Like kind of a violet purple color.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, trust me, we all wanted to be in you that day."
Did you just come through the toilet?
Keep her cool.
I think that's fair.
What do you hope will not happen here? I mean, she's being a little like double entendre-ish, right? Being a little like, being a little creeper. She may have just traveled through the toilet. It's a little like
Yeah. I think she hasn't fully processed that scene. Like, I think in her mind, she has kind of chalked it up to a dream, and it's still kind of given her power from experiencing those things. And she still feels like it was real, but it was also had that like crazy surreal quality, right? With like the folklore music, and we went through like a time portal, but a portal of some sorts and stuff. So like, I think in her mind, this is the moment that she knows that all of that is real and not freak out, basically. Oh, nice. I rolled a 12 minus 1 is 11.
You keep your cool. You can ask me a question whenever you want. And you get +1 forward when acting on it too. She says, "You may not remember me specifically. It was a pretty crazy afternoon. There was a lot going on, a lot of people. It's like when you go to, in your world, like a convention, and you meet tons and tons of people, and you shake their hands, and then, you can't be expected to remember all their faces. But I remember you, Lilith." This is still behind the door of the stall door. "You, having lived in the human world for so long, I thought you tasted like all the really wonderful things that I love about your world. Like a bowl of Lucky Charms."
And I thought you all tasted like freedom.
How poetic. So, this new look, I'm into it. Honestly, the thing you were rocking before was a bit traditional, a little on the nose as far as like fake kind go, right? We have moved on, and I'm glad you've moved on too.
Am I going to see you all again?
Maybe, if you want. You could come see me right now. Turning lock thing goes.
I think that fits with what like her headspace is in. Like, I think she's all about reclaiming power that seems to have been like evaporating. So I think she opens the door and she goes in.
Yeah. This Fae, you may recognize her from that day. It's unclear. There are a lot of people. We'll name her. Her name is Genevieve. I'm going to give her a string on you. Yeah, she's pretty. I mean, she's a fae. She's pretty hot. I think she has like her hair is dyed to match her eyes, right? This kind of like wild, kind of purple color, right? Really kind of like modern haircut, kind of what you have attempted. And she like slams the stall door right behind you, just kind of pushes you up against it, and we have that scene. What's your sex move?
It is when you lie naked with another, you can ask them for a promise. If they refuse, take 2 strings on them.
Think of your promise. We'll come back. Afterglow afterwards. Just to keep everything kind of tidy, I want to go ahead and sort out the stuff with Sister Mary Edward and Ellen. So you're there. She comes in and she's like, "Whew, what a morning. What a morning indeed. The wounds of this town run deep, Ellen. I tell you what." And she comes and she sits down and she's like, she grabs she goes into her drawer and she pulls out like a container of candy. She's like, and she kind of sets it down. She's like, "You want something?"
Nope, no, thank you, ma'am.
And I'm going to push on your transparent condition a little bit. She says, she looks in the drawer and she kind of looks at you and she says, "Ellen, have you been going through my things?"
No.
Keep her cool. What do you hope will not happen here?
I hope she won't call me on that and search my bag.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 9.
I have to tell you how your actions would leave you vulnerable, and you can choose to back down or go through with it. She will know you're lying, and it may not put you guys on the best footing here. if you just come out and tell the truth, that's a problem too. But she's probably not going to search her bag, though, if you're honest with her. She says, are you sure about that, Ellen?
Okay, I went through the drawers.
I thought so. And then she stands up and she goes and closes the door, like make sure it's closed. She even like does the whole like lower the mini blinds thing, right? She comes back around and she says, well, I suppose I don't have to hide it from you since you've seen so much. But I am sometimes asked to go to places and sort things out, let's say. I think you know the type of people I'm referring to. People who are not normal. Sometimes I have to help them. I have to help them find out how to be normal, or if they can't, well, we take more unsavory measures. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Ellen?
So you're not like La Fontaine.
Bellefontaine. He was getting close to figuring out what's going on in Mercy Falls, that's true. But a couple of phone calls clears that right up. He's no longer anything to worry about.
Where's Serena?
We have something of a problem, Ellen. I know what you are. You told me everything I need to know, and I did a little bit of research last night. I know that you keep coming back. Do I have it right?
Yeah. I go to school every day.
Okay. That's the way you want to play it. I'm going to give you that space, Ellen. That's fine. But let's just say I have a good handle on your situation. I've dealt with your kind before. It's tricky, you know? Bloodsucker, lycanthrope, witches, they're easy, right? They're really easy. There are tried and true ways of cleansing a community from them. You're a little trickier. Your kind is a little trickier because, frankly, you're really, really good at being murdered.
I will stand up.
I would like for you to keep your cool again.
I will definitely roll for keep my cool here.
What are you afraid is going to happen?
I'm afraid she's going to keep going on. I don't want to hear any more of what she has to say. That's a 13.
All right. Get an insight. What do you want to know?
Does she know what happened to Serena?
Yes, she does.
That's all I need to know is that she does know something.
She does know, yeah.
Okay.
Now, whether she had anything to do with it, that's unclear, but she does know.
I grab my bag up. I turn to her and I go, cunt! And then I throw the door open and I storm out into the hall.
And as you're walking off, she yells, she calls at you. She's like, Ellen, it's not going to get any better. You know that, right?
Maybe for you.
You could leave.
Tell you, one of the things I talk with Fraser about is now wanting to take control. I may, if I have the opportunity later on in a scene, ask Sarah about pushing in on the girls' date with her and Lilith.
I think we're going to have a chance to do that. Like, in fact, we can even frame up with Margot and stuff in the lunchroom, and Margot being keenly interested in like what's going on at U-Mall.
Oh yeah, I've got stuff to tell her.
Let's just have that scene. Margot, why don't you frame it up? Where you at?
So I'm assuming see Ellen sitting by herself over at the Loner's Misfit Outcast table, like usual, with what, you bring a bag lunch, Ellen?
Oh yeah.
And I'll come up with my tray of subsidized school lunch and sit down across from you. And so tonight,
I reach in my bag. I pull out one of those Oreo packs. I slide it across. I go, You can have this if you will shut the fuck up for a minute.
Ellen is done with everyone's shit.
Margot grabs the
Is that a shutdown? Is that a shutdown?
Oh yeah, let's
do it.
see what
Let's
happens
do it.
with that. That's a 10.
Indeed. Choose one from the list.
I want to gain a string on Margot because of what I'm about to say to her. So, Margot, Sister Mary, she's some kind of monster hunter. And she thinks I'm some kind of monster. And she thinks other people here are vampires and werewolves and shit, and that she's gonna deal with them here. So this is lunatic nun here who seems to be running everything, and it's all crazy. And I know she knows what happened to Sarah.
Serena,
Margot had just eaten a bit of the Oreo cookie, and she's like coughs, and some of it sprays down. She's like, "Wait, what?" She knows what happened to Serena, and you like Margot just doesn't even like. Sure, I know about all the other stuff, but what happened to Serena?
I don't know, but she knows. I was talking to her. You can tell.
Just so you know, like Lilith and I went over to the hotel where she's staying at last night.
For a second, she's thinking of all sorts of weird sex stuff with the nun, and that this is all going to get weird and creepy. And what?
We snuck into her room, and Lilith kind of like she like was looking at the cross that the sister keeps up on her wall, and had this weird fit. And she had this vision of Sister Mary like
Lilith's a psychic.
She's something. Not exactly sure what, but she's definitely something.
I'm going to interject real quickly. Jonah, you can enter the scene whenever you want.
Walking into the lunchroom, I think he doesn't have his usual confidence, like his usual gait. He seems a bit more fragile, I think. And he sits down at one of the tables, and I think Rhodey and Tony actually go without him to go get the trays of food and bring them back. And of course, they do their normal thing where they put all the food in the middle of the table and they all just kind of go at it, except they're like trying to get Jonah to eat. He has no appetite. I think he even like maybe like takes a bite of pizza and like swallows it, but like can't keep it down and like spits it out on the floor next to him or something.
Oh, that'll freak Ellen the fuck out.
Just him like puking up the pizza, or
yeah, because that's what she has to do.
You do. That's right. Yeah. You do that too. Do you want to keep her cool there?
Sure. And I'm going to try and shift myself so that Margot is between me. You know how you do that, where you put somebody between so they don't see.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that makes sense because that's what you do, right? When you're
9.
I think Jonah will notice you like reacting so weirdly to him, you know, and maybe you'll even and pushing on transparent here a little bit, maybe you'll even kind of give up the ghost, so to speak. He might learn that maybe you guys have a connection in this way.
So I think I'm a little worried that he's doing that to make fun of me. Like he knows, and he's doing that to fuck with me.
I think what you see is that like as he like looks at you, his eyes kind of have a little bit of a hollow look that your eyes have.
How about I give you a string on me? Does that seem like a reasonable cost on this?
That seems like a reasonable cost. Yeah, I'm into that. That seems like a reasonable cost. Yeah. I mean, that fits with what I said. Like, basically, Jonah will like know something, right? Like,
so I walk over to Ellen, and I have Rhodey and Tony in tow, and I think I sit on the table. I'm bundling a little bit inside of my hoodie, but I look Ellen in the eyes, and I'm like, so I heard you need a date for tonight.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, Margot like looks up like, what?
I like turn to Rhodey and Tony, and I'm like, these guys are looking for some company.
Hello, listeners. We hope you're enjoying Monsterhearts Memories of Mercy Falls. As it turns out, there are a number of costs associated with producing pocket-sized play, including various hosting fees, online services like Dropbox, and editing. You can help defray those costs by supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. A $2 pledge goes a long way toward keeping the lights on at Pocket Size Play, and you won't just be supporting the show, you'll also get exclusive early access to each new Pocket Size Play series in its entirety that we produce. So head over to patreon.com/gauntlet and support this show today. Thanks.